Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining again today. I'm Dr. Arland Hill, the owner of Genesis Wellness and owner and co-founder of Harvest Hills Ranch. And I have with me again today Virginia Rodriguez Perlado, a fellow wellness advocate that I'm excited to have on board. She and I are going to be talking about the microbiome, a favorite topic for everybody. I always like to joke around that if you have any interest in nutrition or functional medicine, then you have an interest in the microbiome. So what we're going to be talking about today is looking at how do we enhance the activity of the microbiota? What do we do to get these guys in a position where they can be our internal workforce and do the work that we need them to do each day? So with that overview in mind, I'm going to allow Virginia to start us off here and give us some insight on what she thinks is the best avenue to enhance the microbiota.
Thank you so much for the introduction. So yes, let me say, first of all, that 80% of our immune system is in the gut. It's called the second brain. So about 80%, 90% of our serotonin is first created in the gut and then sent to the rest of the body, and about 50% of the dopamine. So it's pretty incredible. There is a direct relationship between our gut and our brain. I mean, our brain, our nerve signals from our gut to our brain affect our mood. That's pretty phenomenal through the vagus nerve. So what is in our gut, like Dr. Hill said, is the microbiome. It's 3.5, 4.5 pounds of microbes, viruses, parasites. It's created in the first couple of years of life. And that's why the diet of pregnant women in the first couple of years is so critical and so important. And it regulates metabolism and immune system. That's why we need to take care of our microbiome. How do we do that? The same way we take care of our garden. We weed, we seed, and we fertilize, right? So we weed, we take out what we don't need, things like GMO, sugar. Some people need to stay off dairy and gluten because it's inflammatory for them. But also we need to seed and fertilize, right? So we seed with the probiotics. And that is bacteria or yeast that is present in our digestive system, our lungs, our skin. It regulates metabolism, it regulates vitamin B and K, it regulates our lipids as well, cholesterol and triglycerides, and it regulates brain health by decreasing anxiety, rumination, and aggressive thoughts. And then how do we fertilize the gut? With the prebiotics. That is the non-digestive starch that our body cannot digest, but the good bacteria, the good probiotics that we have can. So the prebiotics help the probiotics grow. So then we can talk about foods, probiotics, prebiotics. I don't know if you want to jump into that now.
Yeah, so let me actually just pick up on something you said there, and I appreciate you taking the opportunity to outlay just how important the gastrointestinal tract is, the microbiota, this interaction with nearly every system in the body, and we see more and more evidence of that continuing to come out. You were mentioning fiber. I want to dovetail off of that for a moment, especially as these prebiotics, because what you're alluding to there is not simply about adding in just more probiotics. We know probiotics have a role, but it's not solely about just adding in probiotics. It's also about creating an environment where these probiotics can flourish. And that's exactly what you're alluding to there. Oftentimes when I'm talking to patients about what they need to do to jumpstart and really kick in gear their gastrointestinal tract and change that environment, there's always two things that I come back to. And I think these are two things that continuously are supported by the medical literature. They're supported by anecdotal evidence and feedback from patients. And that's going to be fiber sources and a diversity of fiber sources, not simply looking at a supplemental fiber, even though those may be beneficial at times, but looking at a diet that has a good diversity of fibers. Your plant sources are consistent, but yet they're not the same and they're not monotonous. And then right along with that, as a second thing that we would often think about to enhance the bacteria, many of us have heard these terms like polyphenols and flavonoids. These often are lumped under these categories of plant antioxidants. From a visual perspective, I like to think about that as that's color. That is, when you're looking at produce, when you're looking at vegetables and spices and fruits, that's the color in our food. The more color we have in our diet, the more we enhance the activity of the microbiota, because literally that is a stimulatory source for them. And the real positive in this, the real attribute, is that they actually take those colorful elements and make more therapeutic compounds out of those food sources than they were at the time that we ingested them. So we give them the resources they need to proliferate and function at a high level, and they give us even more powerful constituents from the food to promote our overall health.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. It's how well we need to take care of that microbiome for our health, for our overall health. It's pretty impressive. And the good news is that we have a lot of foods as well, like you mentioned, that are probiotic or prebiotic. Just to give you a few examples, everything that is fermented is probiotic. So sauerkraut, kombucha, kefir, kimchi, but also vinegars and pickles and olives and yogurt, that's probiotic. And then in terms of prebiotics to help the microbiome are like artichokes and onions, garlic leeks, bananas, asparagus, peas, legumes, eggplant, honey, everything that has polyphenols like green tea and apples, also root veggies and chocolate and ginseng. That's a great addition. Some people need to take a supplement just because they're going through a period of problems with digestive health, or because they went to outrun antibiotics. It depends, but if you have these foods on your diet on a regular basis, you're pretty well set up there.
Well, there you have it, guys. Virginia's laid out a list of foods for us that are excellent additions and starting points to get into the diet to start to reshape what that microbiome looks like. And I'm actually going to go ahead and throw something out here, Virginia, because you're talking about how beneficial these foods are. And you made a comment early on about having an influence over mood. So I'm going to make the suggestion to our audience here that they join us again, because the next conversation we're going to be talking about is exactly how the microbiota influences our mood and our overall mental health. I think folks will enjoy hearing about that. What do you think?
I love that. I love that topic. It's very powerful and it's going to be super helpful for everybody.
Okay, well, fantastic. Guys, if you want to know more about myself, you can go to drarlandhill.com. If you're interested in food raised without any compromise whatsoever, you can go to harvesthillsranch.com and find out about that. Virginia, how can folks find out more about you and how to get in contact?
Yes, if you want to find out about my practice, how health coaching can help you, functional medicine health coaching, you can go to colorahealthcoaching.com. That is COLORA healthcoaching.com. And you can send me an email.
Fantastic. Well, Virginia, thank you again for taking the time to join with me today. And everyone, we look forward to speaking with you again very soon and bringing you some additional information. It looks like we're going to be talking about moods and the gastrointestinal
Absolutely.
microbiome. Okay, Virginia, talk
Thank
to
you
you
so
soon.
much. Look forward to it.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.